Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, in the name of His only begotten Son. Call Allahum Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Yasha Allah, who are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to your Akim out there spreading His truth and righteousness and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Just wanted to bring out how Esau, so-called white man, is more subtle, this serpent, man, is more subtle beast in the field. Because in Elizabeth on Tuesday, last Tuesday, there was a bomb threat like 2 blocks from my house, and there was no media coverage on it. And the reason why, could it be because they don't have the right bomber? The accused bomber is not the bomber, maybe. And this is what I think is the reason why. I said October 19th. Let's go back. Because the actual day, right, that the bomb threat happened in Elizabeth was the same day that this guy they sent this dude to prison. So it's not no law-abiding citizen, Gerard Butler type dude to be in prison and escape and then, plant another bomb, 5 days ago. Accused bomber Ahmed Khan Rahimi moved from hospital to New Jersey prison. So this guy was in prison when he found another bomb on First Street in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Now everybody saw the news coverage that they had. They were shutting down certain, TV shows, interrupting it for broadcast. Local news, Channel 12, local news had a special on the so-called bombings and sightings. Look, suspected bomber, You look at these pictures, they gave this dude a trial while he was in the hospital. Look, they're in a courtroom, and this guy's in a hospital bed. If this stuff was serious, right? There was no media coverage on the Elizabeth Tuesday bombing in the center where little kids play. Jake at that, Negro Latino children play. They found a bomb there. The only really the only rec center in downtown Elizabeth, or the Seaport area. And for how much media coverage they had on the actual bombings, for they said they charged him with the bombings of Sandy Hook. They charged him with a lot. They charged him with the bombings of the planting the bombs in Seaside, in New York, in Chelsea, and in Elizabeth. And then this guy, he pleaded not guilty. He pleaded not guilty to the state charges of attempted murder of 5 police officers from his hospital bed last week, because they trying to say this dude, they found him someplace in some tavern, bent over, turned over on his belly and some bull. That's why you can't really, that's the witchcraft, the tool Esau uses, man, to deceive the masses of people and keep them dumb and docile, while some people believe, this guy really did it. How did he do it? If he was able to plant all those bombs, his bail would be a piece of cake. 5.2 million. He should be out. Not only that, why didn't they have look, why didn't they have this case right here on the news, broadcast and blasted this dude? Why didn't you have this on the news, the trial? You know, you got the case of Trayvon Martin, you got the Casey Anthony, this white bitch, right? Everybody watched that fucking case. What about this case? That's why you gotta watch these motherfuckers, man. Really slick. This guy. Surrounded by Edomites. That's catching hell. All these devils around. To make matters worse, man. Let's go back. Still, I waited to do this video just because I thought maybe somewhere they would actually have some kind of article, because they damn sure ain't had no live media coverage on the bomb threat in Elizabeth. But they sent that same dude to jail in the morning to prison, and in the evening that's when they found the bomb. And they didn't have no media coverage because maybe you're gonna have these so-called great Americans freaking out, and then it was gonna raise up red flags. When y'all should understand that this shit is the cops who caught Ahmed Rahimi gets honors from Jets. You see that? The gift destroyeth the heart. You know those Jakes, man. Receiving those gifts. Look, cops who nabbed Ahmed Rahimi to be honored at Jets game. But nothing on the bomb they found in the center that could have killed probably hundreds of injured hundreds of little children, or at least 100 little children, so-called Negro and Latino children. Look, man, that's Jake destroyed, man. Look. Yeah, Seaside Park. He said, this dude planted all these bombs, man. Also accused of planting pipe bombs in Elizabeth. So what about September 19th? So the next morning, September 19th, authorities had identified Remy as a suspect. So a month later, he's now in prison. They sent him to jail, and another bomb threat comes, and you don't hear nothing about it. But we crazy. These motherfuckers, y'all better wake the fuck up, man. He was moved from the hospital Tuesday and taken to a state prison, officials say. So if he was in a state prison on Tuesday, who planted the bomb in Elizabeth on First Street? The graduate of Edison High School is accused of 5 counts of attempted murder for shooting at Linden Police, which he pleaded not guilty to that. He also faces federal charges of using weapons of mass destruction for planting the bombs. So who planted the weapon of mass destruction on Elizabeth on First Street, and it wasn't televised? It wasn't really important, was it? Because it was Jake kids. It was your children, you so-called Latino and Negro children that are being targeted and going to continue being targeted, man. That being said, Shalom.